Good evening all. You're welcome to the tutorials from Eternity the Schoolboy. Today we'll take a look at biology. Please ensure you do the assignment on the board. I'm going to mark it. You submit it here. I'll mark it in our next class. I'll mark it. I will see what you did. Okay, I know that some of you don't do your assignments. So you do it in your notes. I'll see the place you did it in your notes. Okay? Good. So now then also apart from that, try to check it up. Don't just do it. Maybe let me just do it. Try to understand what you are doing, okay? Good. Then if you have any question, you can always ask when you come to class. Okay? Alright. Now, we'll continue from where we stopped. I remember vividly in our last biology class here, in this class, not jam class, this class, we talked about classification. We talked about classification. The topic was concept of living according to your syllabus. And we talked about classification, living things and non-living things. We tried to, classify objects, right, into living and what non-living. We tried to identify the ones that are living. We listed a lot of things on the board. Can you remember? No, here, not classification. I mean, we listed a lot of. Okay, you were not in the class. Okay, you don't come. Okay, sorry. Yeah, none of you were in the class. Was in the class that day. Okay, actually, what happened is that because of the, streamline of our courses, we separated our jam class from our wire class. We then said, okay, let's start from also the beginning here. While we continued where we stopped in the other class. Here we started biology from you were there. You were there. We started from biology from this class here in this class. You were there. Yes.
Yes, sir.
What are you saying? We listed a lot of after. We didn't classify a living thing. We just listed a lot of things on the board.
Scientific method.
Some we talked about scientific method. We listed some things on the board, and it was more of introduction. But we did a lot of after the introduction, we defined biology, branches of biology. Can you remember now? Scientific method. What showed that biology is a science. Two of us. Michael was there. I don't know whether you were there. Then we then listed. After that, we talked about the usefulness of biology in different fields and the career prospects for a biologist. We then came down to different living things and non-living things, and we listed a lot of things on the board. We said that the objective is that we should be able to do what? Identify, distinguish between living things and non-living things, and we should be able to do what? Identify it. This is the objective of that class. And after the class, I listed a lot of things on the board, and we were classifying them. This one is living thing. This one is not living thing. This one is a living thing. This one is not living thing. We then came to virus and became confused. Is virus a living thing? Is virus a not living thing? I think that's where we stopped. And I said, okay, in our next class, I will give an assignment on virus. Can you remember? You don't do it, sure? Are you sure? I didn't say you should find out. That's supposed to find out something. What is that? About virus. You didn't put it down. I said we should find out if human hair, if hair is a living or is. Did you do it? So what difference?
Hair is not living.
Okay.
Keratinized dead cells.
Okay.
That means the cells are dead and consist of keratin.
Okay, the cells are dead and consist of
protein.
keratin. Protein called keratin, right? That's what I said that day now. But I wanted you to take it up. Did you bother to go down to hair follicle? Down. Did you check that side?
What the hair follicle is doing?
Whether it's living.
It's not living. I found out that it's not living, but I don't know the composition.
All right. So I also put up a question concerning virus. Where does virus belong? In between. So I think that's where we stopped. We'll say that we'll start from there in our next class, and that next class is now. So we'll start from what? Where do we, according to your slide, we said that we just make a mention of what? Virus as being the link, between what? Living and what? Non-living things. Virus as a link between what? Living and what? Non-living things. So that's what we are going to talk about now. Virus as a link between living and what? Non-living things. Now, is virus actually a living thing? What do you think? Is it living? Is virus living? It's living. Is virus living and not living thing? So why would you say that virus is a living thing? So that doesn't make it a living thing. True of us. Is it living? On its own, is it living? A living thing should be able to do what? Exist on its own. True of us. It's not true. But what happened? Okay, now let's look at virus. Virus is when it comes to the cell, I told you something about the cell, starting from the molecules, atoms. Okay, the smallest level is atoms of anything existing, whether living or not living. Okay, we have atoms. Atoms interact to form what? Molecules, right? Good. And molecules interact to form macromolecules. Atoms of elements, three of us, interact to form what? Molecules. And molecules interact to form what? Macromolecules. The macromolecules interact to form what? Organelles. Why different organelles interact to form what? The cell. Now, from atom, molecule, macromolecule, organelles, they are non-living. They have no life in them. It's only when organelles, two or more organelles interact, they will now form a cell. And the cell is what? Is now a living what? Is now living. True of us. The cell has life. Now, virus is not even at the level of an organelle. Virus is at the level of what? Macromolecules. Remember, we have atoms. Atoms to come up, interact to form what? Molecules. Molecules interact to form what? Macromolecules. And macromolecules interact to form what? Organelles. Different organelles interact to form what? Cell. Virus is a level of macromolecule. It's not even up to an organelle. So why would you put your mouth and say that virus is a living thing? What it does is, if a virus is just an opportunist, if it finds its way into a living thing, it will replicate using the genome of the what? Of the living thing, the genetic makeup of the living thing to do what? Replicates. and as he's doing that, the living organism is suffering. True of us, is suffering. So it's not living. It's just that when it replicates when it enters the system. If it's outside the body, it's like it's just a crystal. So what they say that virus is a macromolecule. What is content of what are the components of virus? A virus is nothing but what? Nucleic acid. Nucleic acid inside. A virus is just a nucleic acid inside. Coated with what? Surrounded with what? Protein what? Coat. Surrounded with what? Protein what? Coat. And this nucleic acid we are talking about are what? They can be either DNA or what? RNA. Are we together? Are we together? They can be DNA or what? RNA. So whether it is DNA, both DNA or RNA, they are macro what? Molecules. Because if you study the structure of DNA, you see that it's a giant molecule. True of us? It's giant. True of us? Now, the protein coats that protect the nucleic acid content of the virus is also what? A macro what? Molecule. True of us? So that's what virus. So the virus is just a what? Macro molecule. So if the nucleic acid present in a particular virus is DNA, the virus becomes a what? A DNA what? Virus. Are we together? Are we together? If the nucleic acid inside the virus, enclosed in the coat, is an RNA, then the virus becomes a what? An RNA what? Virus. HIV is an RNA what? Virus. So you can also add to this, find out maybe 5 RNA virus and 5 DNA virus. Research 5 RNA virus and 5 DNA virus. The viruses, 5 RNA viruses and 5 DNA viruses. I've told you that even coronavirus, is it RNA or DNA? Okay, you don't know this year? You don't know, right? It's RNA virus. But don't take my word for it. Research. That's why I encourage you to look up anything, any information I gave you here. Try to search it yourself. Confirm it. It's also a way of learning, okay? So, now what the virus does is that the virus, if it's outside the system, if it's outside the living system, it just appear like a crystal. It's just a crystal. There's no life inside it. It's just a macromolecule. The same way dust particle can get the same way dust particle can get entrance into a system. Hope you know. True of us. You inhale it, right? Good. The same way the virus can get entrance into a living system, be it animal or human. How? Okay. If you inhale, okay, let me use coronavirus now, right? Coronavirus, this, that time you are covering your nose, right? It is spread to the air, to the what? Air droplets, right? If you breathe or if you sneeze, right? Now, that droplet can be suspended in the air where the person drop it for some time. True of course, you heard about it now. Now, if you inhale it will enter through your nostrils or even through your mouth. Once it enter, it will start interacting with the mucous membrane. There's this thing, it will interact, it will hook there and release its contents that will now blend with the what? Cell of the what? Organism. And it will go there and start using the genetic makeup of each of the cells. And if it's replicating, especially something like coronavirus or even HIV. Let me use HIV because that one is well studied. If you get entrance into the cell, HIV targets lymphocytes, targets what you call lymphocytes. These things are cells in the body that help to protect the what? To protect against what? Disease. They are cells of the immune system. They will interact with the cell membrane and the integrate, blend with the cell membrane, and the yeast content will now be released inside the what cell. And when they enter inside the cell, they will integrate. There are different enzymes they have that can do all those things. They will now integrate with the yeast content with the genome of the what organism, the genetic makeup of the organism. It will enter there and it attacks cell by cell. And every cell, if it's done with a particular cell, it will multiply in that cell. The cell will burst, die. They will continue attacking other cells. Any cell they attack, they will remain inside that cell and replicate inside that cell. When the cell they finish up whatever is in the cell will become, may even burst. And if they burst, they will go and attack. Many of them will come out and they go attack different cells. This is how they will, and that cell is gone. This is how the cells will be. And these cells are the cells of the immune system. That's why HIV is called human immunodeficiency. They attack the cells of the immune system that's supposed to protect you. And as they attack these cells, they are going down. We call them CD4 cells. They are going down, and the person's immune system will be going down. That's why those with HIV infection, with time, if the person doesn't start treatment or yes, the time will come, it will turn to a full-blown AIDS. The HIV infection will become AIDS because the immune system is already compromised. Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. And when that happens, any infection, anything that the system, are you aware that your system is protecting you from a lot of diseases but you don't even know about? Are you aware? Know it today. Your system is protecting you against a lot of diseases you don't even know about. They are fighting. Those cells are the soldiers of the body. They fight against infection, invaders. It's only when they are conquered that you can contact the disease.
Example of cell.
Cell. Example of cell.
Example of cell. One cell you know.
There are up to billions. There are billions of cells in the body. If not up to trillions cells, there are many cells in the body. But each of the cells, even every part of the body, like the liver, we have liver cells. When we do levels of organization, you understand that better. We have liver cells inside the liver. Liver is an organ, right?
Okay. So there are red blood cells inside.
Good. The red blood cells make up the blood now. The blood has the red blood cells. Every organ on the body has its own cells. But the cells that come together to form tissue. The tissue, different tissues now will interact to form the organ. So inside these blood cells now, in the blood now, we have red blood cells. Those ones are the ones that is responsible for carrying of oxygen, blah 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 blah. But the white blood cells are the soldiers. Lymphocytes, these lymphocytes I talked about, the CD4 cells, the lymphocytes, these are the ones I talked about. They are part of the white blood cells. They are the one that there are many of them. We have neutrophil, eosinophil, basophil, many of them. But lymphocyte, that one, if they are down, if the level is down, the person will contact disease easily, very fast. As against when they are normal level. So this is an example of say. But one funny thing about HIV is that HIV will leave anything you attack. You go and you're attacking the immune cells. That's one thing with HIV. You're attacking the immune cells. And when the cells are down, any disease, the person can contact any disease, be it anything. We call them opportunistic infections. We call them what? Opportunistic infection. It can be fungal infection. It can be ordinary malaria. Ordinary malaria may be very serious for someone that has HIV. It is, because the immune system is what? Down. And if care is not taken, malaria can kill the person. It's not that HIV that kills. So what does that? It attack. Its work is to attack the immune system, bring the immune system down. Anything can kill that person. Ordinary malaria, you just take drug and it can kill the person. Are you aware that if not for your immune system, it's not this one simple malaria will just do 3 days, you take drug to go. Your immune system is also fighting. Without the immune system, you see the full weight of malaria. You understand? So this is what each problem those with HIV pass through, because their immune system is what? Down. And one of the achievement of, call it outcome professionally, they want to get when treating an HIV patient or AIDS patient is to, one, increase the immune, fortify the immune system, to make the immune system to be strong. Then secondly is to reduce the viral load, that's in the virus, to reduce the virus in the body by taking the drug. Then they will take things that will help the person to immune system to be what? Boosted. Are we together? I don't know if I answered your question. Did I? Are you sure? So this is what viruses are basically all about. So outside the body they just exist as what? Crystal, but inside the body, once they get entrance, they will start disturbing, and they don't show mercy. But bacteria can be doing like this for you. But virus, and most times most viral infection, apart from HIV, even hepatitis B, but you are aware of hepatitis B virus? Huh? That's the virus that attack hepatitis, the one that attack the liver cells, tissues. Its focus is on liver. And if someone contact hepatitis B virus, if the person didn't undergo proper treatment, it will damage the liver. It can lead to what is called from hepatitis, inflammation of the liver tissue or cells. And when that is done, it can even lead to what is called liver cirrhosis. And it is cause of a lot of deaths. Even as I'm talking to you now, one of my friends, the husband died out of that liver cirrhosis. Even my own father died out of liver cirrhosis. So a lot of things. Once you get to that level, if the thing has not affected greater part of the liver, like if it has not affected some big part of, as in greater part of the liver, those that have money can still go outside and do liver transplants. Those that have the money. But even if it affects greater part of the liver, there's no money you have, the person will just be left to die. There's nothing you can do about it. I told you a lot of things cause it. I told you about main culprit is hepatitis virus. We have hepatitis A, hepatitis C, and hepatitis B, or even up to D. But the most dangerous one is what? B. It's a virus. Remember I gave you assignment. Find out. Give me 5 RNA viruses and 5 what? DNA viruses. And it can contact hepatitis B it can come from blood. A patient that has it, if there's any blood exchange or blood this thing, You can contact through sexual intercourse. The same thing with HIV. You are familiar with HIV now. Hepatitis B can contact from sexual intercourse. At the same time, body fluids, mainly blood, contact. So that's where we can stop on virus. Then I think I gave you some questions, but we answering past questions. With there you will see different pattern. They can ask questions about what virus. Okay, you can see different pattern. They may even ask you whether virus, what makes virus a living thing or a non-living thing. They give you options. It respire. What is it again? It excretes. You should be able to know whether it actually does it respire. Virus doesn't respire. True of us. It has no cell. Virus has no cell, you know, because it's not up to the cellular level. It has no what cell, no organelle. So it's not even up to the cellular level. So at least we have done justice to this part of your syllabus that say we should mention virus as a link between living and non-living things. So it is a link. It's found at the borderline between what? Living and what? Between what? Living and what? Non-living things. Viruses can cause diseases both in plant and animal. Are you aware that we have plant viral diseases? Are you aware? Are you aware? Virus can cause the diseases both in plants. So you are familiar with animal owner, right? I think I mentioned some here, right? I mentioned HIV, even chicken pox is virus. Hope you know. Polio, meningitis is caused by what? Virus. Hope you know. Are you aware? What is polio? Find out what is polio. Check it up. Find out what is poliomyelitis. Yeah. Find out what it is and tell us in our next class. But I want you to find out the other diseases, other plant diseases that can be caused by virus. Find out other plant diseases that can be caused by virus. I've already given you a clue that it causes both plant and animal ones. It causes the diseases to plant animal. You may be asked what is the economic importance of virus. Can you say it causes what? Diseases to what? Are you aware? You can be asked what is give one economic importance of virus. She asked how is causing disease and economic importance. that is biology for you. Yes, is important. Do you know why it's an economic important? It's economically important because you makes to be aware that it can cause this thing so that you know how to handle it. It's not true. Is of what economic important doesn't mean that you must be getting money. But if you know that it can cause this, you can prevent it. True of us by vaccination. It's not true. It's not true. If you know that virus can cause this, it's of economic importance because you are aware now that it can cause this. Then you now look for how to do what? Avoid it. How to abstain from sexual intercourse. How to be careful not to use for HIV anyway, for HIV and the hepatitis virus. How to refrain from using maybe any needle you see or any sharp object you see, but you don't know whether somebody has used it. You don't know. True of us, you don't know what the person is carrying. So are they not? Are these not economic important? If you if you know that virus can affect your plants, you know how to prevent them. True of us. If you don't know that something exists, you will even know how to prevent it, or will even know how to take care of it, treat it when it happens. But the best prevention is always better than what? Okay, because curing will consume more money, time, pain, a lot of things, psychological issues. But if you prevent it, it's not just when someone gets on his contact and a disease. It's not just about the money you spend. You think about the time it will keep you in one place. It's not true. the pains you passed through. Last Saturday we didn't have lectures. I was down. You see, I was down. I was very down. Okay, didn't you miss class because of that? But I nearly didn't come on Monday, but I insisted I must. If those that came on Monday, if you notice the way I was talking, you know that something is wrong. But I insisted I must because we missed Saturday class, and I don't like missing classes. Okay, so remember what I told you? Find out what is the forming of DNA. The oxy what? The oxyribonucleic acid. The oxyribonucleic acid. What of RNA? Ribonucleic acid. Good. So I think we have done justice to this, at least for now. If there's anything that comes up in virus, I always chip them in. Okay, so let's go to classification proper. What's time? Do we still have time? Okay, we still have time. Let's go to classification proper. Classification of living organisms. Now, there are up to or even more than 1.8 million different kinds of what? Sorry, our reference book for today is Modern Biology for Senior Secondary School by Sarojini T. Ramalinga, as reversed by Lucy Ayakunwa and JBC Obidiwe, 2018 edition. This is our reference book for today. Now, there are up to 1.8 million or more than 1.8 million different what? Living organisms. So how do we handle them? How could we have handled them if they were not properly what? Classified? That would have been a problem. Two of us, how would we even know that where cancer should belong to? Even for classification. You may be linking cancer to one, maybe even goods, that is same human group. Maybe you say that Michael should go to cow, or that everywhere we scatter. But you're gonna, three of us, you know we are. But classifications help to actually, scrutinize a lot of things, streamline a lot of things. And this is they look at the features of different organisms. See the features a lot of organisms have in common. Those organisms are grouped in a very big group in that. Then even inside that group, they start looking for those that have their eye here, those that have their leg this side, those that have two hairs, and those that don't have hairs. Those small things now will now bring down to smaller what? Groups under the main group. This is what they were doing until they classify the organisms, that they have what is called hierarchy on the what? Classification. Now, actually, the first human being on earth that tried a bit, that attempted, but he didn't perfect it, attempted to do something on classification was a Greek philosopher called Aristotle. A Greek philosopher named Aristotle. He was the first person to make attempt. Aristotle, Aristotle, Aristotle. He's a great philosopher. So he lived between 384 to 322 BC. He lived between 384 to 322 BC. Do you know why? Do you know why most of these Asian people that discover most of those things are philosophers? Have you noticed it? That those people that carry out research those days, they are philosophers. Remember what I told you in our last class, that philosophy was everything that time. That it was medicine that was the first discipline to do what? break away from well. So most all those researchers those days we are what? Philosophers. Because philosopher is the mother of all what? Science. Philosophy is the mother of all science. Anything that has to do with science, discovery, we are under philosophy. So if that time if you're a philosopher, hey, they respect you. This man is a philosopher. He's a philosopher. Hey, great man. So different disciplines started living. Now philosophy is now one small thing like this. In fact, people that do philosophers are not even noticed again inside. The three of us. In fact, if you tell somebody that you want to go and study philosophy, okay, this one. What did he say? Philosophy. But those days, philosophers were everything. Now, but notwithstanding, a lot of people have different. Each of these discipline, they have their role they play in the what? Society. No discipline is greater than what? The other. All of them have their own what? Role to do what? Play. You know, before you become a priest, especially I'm sure of Roman Catholic Church, you must study philosophy. Philosophy will make you to be wise. Sharpen your thinking ability, your reasoning. The philosophy will make you to. You will not even be a Christian, but if you're a philosopher, there are some things you cannot be doing because there's this level of morality you have. You don't do things anyhow. Philosophy is a great discipline. Even though here in this part of the country, what you want is what to give you not too much because our government has failed us. So we want any course that you finish, you come and be even if they're not paying you any salary, you are making money. If not, if it is in sight where things are in order, people should study these courses. Even after studying because there must be a place you work and practice that thing you do what you studied. But it's well, let's continue. Okay.
Is it still done in Nigeria where they'll make you to study philosophy, all the first years to study philosophy, then they'll tell you that God doesn't exist. They'll bring a professional philosopher and tell that God doesn't exist. And you study it for your first year. Whether you're a Christian or atheist.
Yes, good. I like that question. In universities, I don't know about in universities. There's this course they call general studies, GS, general studies. There, whether you are doing English, or whether you are pharmacy, or you are studying pharmacy, whether you are studying this thing, you do philosophy. I remember Futo. I'm sure Futo. I don't know if they still do it now. Futo, engineering, in first year they do philosophy. In first year, as a general. As a GS course, I'm sure of Futo. If you go to UNN, they do all that. Philosophy is part of a course in UNN. They do in first year, general course. It's a very important. If you read philosophy textbook, if you read philosophy book works, you understand.
Did they do it everywhere?
Did
they do the philosophy by force everywhere? You have to do it.
You must do your GS courses. It is a must. You must do your GS courses. Now let's continue. Now, so that the man Aristotle. Now, but presently the classification we use now was the work of a Swedish naturalist named Carolus Linnaeus. Have you heard of that name before? Yes. Carolus what? Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus. This should be A-E. And after N, A, then E-U-S.
So I say that is a Swedish word.
He lived from 1707 to 1778. He lived from 1707 to 1778. 1707. So that is the work he did that the present classification now and naming of living organisms were based on his work. So this will lead us to what is called taxonomy. What is taxonomy? Have you heard that term before? So what is taxonomy? What is taxonomy?
The study of classification of living things.
Good. Any other definition? All right. Taxonomy is the study of these general principles of what? Classification. Taxonomy, you can call it taxonomy or you call it systematics. You can call it taxonomy. Or you call it what? Matics. Is the study of the general principle of what? Classification. The study of general principle of what? Classification. When I introduced this classification, I said it now, not that today. Now, I said it a few minutes ago. I told you that this classification is done. We have what is called a larger group. Larger group. That larger group contains living organisms that they have small little thing in common, but a lot of what differences. Okay, for example, now you say animal is a large group, right? Good. Animal. Now if you check all the animals, they have little thing in common. What differentiates them is more than what they have in common. Can you imagine that as Kansi is like, look at Kansi, tall, beautiful, a lot of things, is the same animal with cockroach. Now tell me, what is the similarity between Kansi and cockroach? What is the similarity between Kansi and cockroach? Then what? Now what is the are there? Can you compare with the differences? The difference is what? Much. Three of us. That's why I say that. But all of us are in the same big group called what? Even to the extent that if you call a woman an animal, you have issue with the person. Three of us. But we are animals. Are we not animals? But go and call a human being an animal, because you'll be like, how can you look at ants? Me and ant, you are calling me. So me and ant, we share the same name, animal. It's somehow it's an insult. It's not true. So in the large group, the common features is just minute to compare with our what? The differences. I use animals as an example. Now, but if you come down, if you come down in that group animal, as you go down the group, the differences will be becoming what? Smaller. Two of us, the differences will be becoming what? Small. As you narrow from, let's say, okay, you understand this better when we go to the hierarchy, but let me just mention it. As you move, like now, under animals now, you have mammals, right? Mammals are there. Where you have enter mammals now? Those that have closer relationship are grouped under what? Mammals, right? Good. They will say those that have hairs are people now what? Mammals. True or false? Those ones are there. Those ones don't have hairs, right? They may even start from those that have backbone, vertebrae. True or false? True or false? So this thing and what they are doing, they look for features. Those that have closer features will be in the sense smaller watch. That's why if you go to a species, if you go down to a species now, you rarely find difference between one or two species. True or false? If the organisms in the same species, you rarely find. You look at it very well before you can point out the difference between two of them. True or false? But there's different species have their different properties, but you would know. But those in the same species, they are right there. As now, they are the same species. Your eyes is here. One is here. One is here. My own is here. 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 It's not true. But see, goat's own is here. Is here. So those ones that have their eyes here, goats here, cow here, sheep here, they are what in same one. True of us, because they are more related. How will it sound if they classify human being with goats in same species? How are we what? Even though yes, we conceive, they conceive too, right? Good. We breastfeed, they do what? Breastfeed too, right? But look at us now. Hey, do look alike? So we cannot be the same species. No. So this is what they did and classify living organisms in different groups. So based on that, this now explain now. We introduce us to what I call what? Hierarchy of what? Living organisms. The hierarchy. The hierarchy. In their descending order, we move from the largest to the what? Smallest. We move from the largest to where? The smallest. Now, the largest of largest is known as what? Kingdom. Okay? Kingdom. After kingdom is followed by phylum or division. Please note too, you use phylum when you are talking about what? Animals. And use division when you are talking about what? Plants. Okay? You use phylum when you talk about what? Animals. And use division when you talk about what? Plants. So after kingdom, the next thing is either if what you are describing, what you want to classify is animal, then phylum will follow. Hope you are with me. But if what we want to classify is plant, division will follow. So just simply write kingdom, then you draw the arrow down, you write phylum / division. You come under division, put bracket and put what? Plants. Okay? Now after that division or phylum, the next group, smaller group you see is class. The next smaller group you see is what? Class. Then after class, you go down again, you see what? Order. You see what? Order. After order, you go down again, you see family. After family, you go down again, you see genus. Then after genus, you now see what? Species. So you have kingdom, phylum or division, class, order, family, genus, species. Sometimes question may come out from this. They want you to write them in descending order or in ascending order. So they may want you to arrange it in the right order. Okay? So know these things. Very important. Now, in as much as we have this, there are 7 men. This is counting. How many are there? These are the 7 major hierarchy. These are the, in case you were asked to list the 7 major hierarchy, these are the 7 major hierarchy of classification of living organisms. We have your what? 7 major classification. We have your what? Kingdoms, phylums, division, class, order, family, genus, and what? Species. Now, in other words, we have these 7 main hierarchy. Please, also, I want you to note that sometimes you can have intermediates between them. In some classification, maybe that thing they are not too related to be in the same class. You may have what is called super class before you come to class. Okay, you may have what you call super class, or you also have what you call subphylum. Sub, you know what sub is what? Under, right? Then super is where? Above, right? So if you have a super class as an intermediate classification, where do you think it should be? In the 7 hierarchy, in the 7 this thing I pointed out now. Where do you think super class should be? Should be placed? Where? For the name super class, where do you think it should be placed? Super class. Where do you think it should be placed? It should be placed above the class, between division and what? Class. Okay? Because it's super class. It's not true. Between division and what? Class. It should be above what? Class. Then where do you subphylum? Where do you think subphylum should be? Under phylum. Under phylum between what? Phylum and what? Class. Is it clear? If you watch super class, go more to plants, while subphylum go more to what? Animals. Please note these things. Now, so now I want to ask a question. In this hierarchy, where do we have the largest? Where do we have the largest variety? Largest variety. Where do we have the largest variety? You know what I mean by variety now. From this hierarchy now, where do you think we have it? Where? Kingdom. Good. Variety means differences, right? Different animal, different plant. True of us. So we have the largest varieties in where? Kingdom. That's why you have largest what? Variety of organisms. And they show many what differences. I think I put it out. They show little in common, but many what? Differences. Organisms in the same genus, they are related, but they have some what? They watch out. Look up. Oxygen, add some oxygen. Organisms in the same genus, they have a lot of features in common, more features in common than and little what? Difference. Am I making sense? If you go down the genus now, organisms in the same genus, they have a lot of things in what? Common, but few what? Difference. But those in the same kingdom have few things in what? Common, but different what? A lot of what? Differences. Does it make sense? Those in the same animals or organisms in the same kingdom, they have little features in common, but a lot of what? Differences, as opposed to those in the same, even as you go down, those in kingdom, they have highest variety with little, highest variety and least what? common features. Okay, I think let's put it that way. Those in the same kingdom have the highest variety and the least what? Common what? Features. Then if you go down, those in the phylum or division, they have less varieties than those in kingdom, same kingdom. True or false? They have less varieties than those in the same kingdom. True or false? But more common features than those in kingdom. In the same kingdom. True or false? Those in the same phylum or division, they have lesser variety than those in the same kingdom. But they have higher similarities, true or false, than those in the same kingdom. As you also go down to either superclass or subphylum or even class, if you go down, you also realize that those in the same class, they even have higher similarities than those in the same phylum or division, but they have lesser differences. So as you go down from kingdom to species, the differences will be doing what? Dropping. Okay, the differences will be what? Dropping. Why their similarities will what? Why their similarities will be what? Increasing as you go down the hierarchy. Now, what I want to write down these two importance of classification. Two importance of what? Classification. Just two. The first one is that it provides a set of rules to be used to identify. It helps us to do what? It helps us to do what? Identify, classify what? Identify what? Classification helps us to do what? Identify what? Organism. True or false? True or false? Because it helps to set to what? The rules used in the what? Classification. So it tells us to do what? Identify what? Living organism. So it also helps us to show that organisms in the same group are what? Related. It also helps us to show that organisms in the same group are what? Related. It helps us to show that organisms in the same group are what? Related. These are the very important importance of what? Of what? Classification. Have you heard of binomial nomenclature? Binomial what? Nomenclature. So who can tell us what is binomial nomenclature? What does it mean? What is binomial nomenclature? But it's not. I need you try, but I want to give me something better. What is binomial nomenclature? It's not bio. It's binomial nomenclature. But that's what I'm looking for. Good. You're not going to say even zoological name. Just say. Now listen carefully. From the name, anytime you hear nomenclature, it talks about naming. Okay, naming. Now binomial means two names. Nomia, two names. So binomial nomenclature is a system of giving a living organism two names. It's a system whereby living organisms are given what? Two names. Two names. It's a system whereby living organisms are given what? two names. That is what we mean by what? Binomial nomenclature. It's a naming system. It's a naming what? System. Binomial nomenclature is a naming system whereby living organisms are given what? Two names. See what they did. They went down to the list in the hierarchy. They selected two groups that have closer similarity, where organisms have closer similarity, and those groups are what? Genus and what? Species. So they decided to name organism two names: the genus name and what? Species name. The genus name is shared with others in the same genus, and the specific species what? Name. So in binomial nomenclature, two names are given. Two names are given, right? What are they? The genus, right? And the what? Species what? Name. Okay? Good. Now, the first name is always the what? The genus name. Okay? The first name is always the what? The genus name. The second one is the what? Species name. The first one is what? The genus. The second one is what? Species. Now, in textbooks, if they are typing textbooks, or maybe a material that is typed, they use italics, okay, to differentiate this scientific name. It can be, if you're talking this scientific name, if you're talking about plant, it becomes what? Botanical what? Name. True of us. If you're talking about animal, it becomes what? Zoological what? Name. Now these two names in a typed work like this textbook, they use italics. You know what is italics now? To separate it from other letters. But if you are writing it in your exam, please underline them. Are you aware? Write the name, underline them. The name of the genus must start with what? Capital letter. While the name of the species starts with what? Small letter. So this is how to write down these names. This is how to do what? Write down these names. Now let's look at some classification of how they classify some things like maize, elephant and human being. I picked it from this reference book. Let's just look at this. I will use it to explain what I've been talking about since classification. Okay. Now let's look at how maize are classified. How maize plant is classified. Let's look at maize plant. The kingdom is highest up, right? So the kingdom, what is the kingdom? Plantae, right? Plantae. Kingdom plantae, right? You write plants or plants, simple. Plantae. Then the kingdom is what? Plantae. Then if you are discussing plants, what follows after kingdom? Division, right? Good. So after kingdom comes what? For those we are discussing these plants. So after kingdom comes what? Division. The division of maize plant is what? Tracheophyta. Write it. Tracheophyta. And what are these tracheophyta? Is it what? TRACHEOPHYTA. Fighter. Anytime you hear fighter, plant should come to your mind, okay? Or plant like, okay? Anytime you hear fight, anytime any name ends in fighter, the first thing that should come to your mind is plant or plant-like what? Feature, okay? Good. Now, so what are these tracheophytes? They are vascular plants. Okay? I said maize plant is classified like this. Kingdom is what? Plantain. And what you find under this plantain is all what? Plant. Have you seen it now? All what? Plant. The only difference, the only feature they have in common is that we are plants. It's not true. We stand one place. It's not true. Maybe we photosynthesize or something. But it's not true. We should not even all of them photosynthesize. But they have little thing in common. But the differences is what? Yeah. A lot of differences. So then the kingdom is plantain, meaning all plants. The division is tracheophyta. I'm explaining what is tracheophyta. I said that tracheophyta are what? Vascular what? Plant. And what are vascular plants? Vascular plants are those plants that have conduction vessels that to conduct food and what? They have what is called vessels for conduction vessels for food and water. What are these conduction vessels for food and water? Xylem is for what? Fuel is for what? Okay, good. So this vascular, they have vessels for what? Conduction of food and water. That's why they are called what? Vascular what? Plants. So tracheophyta are what? Vascular plants. Now let's go down again. Under this tracheophyta, we have different subclasses. Hope you understand. Hope you know the meaning of this. That under the kingdom, we have many other divisions. Hope you know. Are you aware? Are you aware that under the kingdom plantain, we have different divisions? Are you aware? I think mainly two. We have tracheophyta, the one that is vascular and one that is not one. Are you aware? So, but maize plant belongs to where? Vascular plants. Okay? Good. And they are called what? Tracheophyta. We will still do classification. After this now, that's what we'll take them kingdom by kingdom. Maybe that may be in our next class. In our next class, we'll now enter into kingdom, different kingdoms. That is where we'll now start going from. Each kingdom, what and what organisms are found in each kingdom, and we break it down, their features, things about them, okay? We are just doing general these things, features, the general things and classification. Now let's continue before it's time. Now, then the superclass under this subdivision, we have superclass, right? Then we have two superclasses, right? I think so. Majorly, we have spermatophyte and what? And what? Pteridophyte, three of us. Let's not go there. Let's focus on the one we'll see discuss it, okay? But just know that the maize plant belong to the superclass called what? Spermatophyta. Spermatophyta. The maize plant belong to what? After this division, we have superclass called what? Spermatophyta. And what are these spermatophyta? What are these spermatophyta? They are seed producing what? Plants. They are what? Seed producing what? Plants. So is maize a seed producing plant? Yes. Is it making sense to you now? Yes. Is it making sense to you now? So maize is vascular, it's also seed producing, but it has seed, three of us. That's why it's classified under this. Have you seen how they are coming down now? Coming down now. Then what class does maize belong to? Maize belong to, so we are in class now. Maize belong to the class Angiospermae or angiosperms. Angiosperm. Remember under spermatophyte we have what? Spermatophyte we have what? Angiosperm and what? Gymnosperm. Three of us. Angio. Angiospermae. So what are these angiospermae? They are flowering what? Plant. They are what? Flowering plants. Are we together? Then under these classes, we have subclasses too. Under this class, maize belong to the subclass we called monocotyledon.
Wait. You said, is maize a foreign plant?
Maize, yes, now,
It belongs to the superclass called Spermatophyte.
yes.
And it also belongs to the subclass.
There's a subclass. The subclass is what? Monocotyledon.
It says Spermatophyte is
Sperm. You know, we are not doing. I just mentioned it so that you know, so that when we start it will not be a new thing to you. Okay? You go into what? Angiosperm and what? Gymnosperm. The angiosperm are what? Flowering what? Plant. Okay? Now under this flowering plant, under this angiosperm, we have subclass there. Maize belong to the subclass monocotyledon. One seed layer. Remember, beans is die what? If you get beans, you can press beans like this, true or false. It will break it into rights. Beans is die cotyledon, true or false. But maize is what? Monocotyledon. There are the other differences so between monocotyledon and dicotyledon, but that's not what I'm discussing. When we get there, we do what? We discuss it. But just know that maize belong to what? The subclass mono what? Then what are these monocotyledon? They are flowering plants and their seeds have one seed leaf. So any plant with one seed leaf, if you get maize now, can you press maize and divide it into two equal parts? Maize seed. Can you? That's why it's called one seed what? Leaf. One seed what? Leaf. See what? See it here. One seed what? Leaf. Beans has what? Two seed leaf. True of us. That's why it's a die what? So, but the maize is what? Mono what? Monocotyledon are what? They are, of course, they are flowering plant. The seed have what? One seed what? Leaf. Now let's continue. Under the subclass, we have the order. We have the what? The order. What order does maize belong to? Maize belong to the order Graminales. So maize belong to the order. The order is what? Graminales. And what are these what is common features of these Graminales? One is that they are grasses. Have you noticed that maize plants normally look like grass? If you're not careful, you think it's a grass. True of us? All these giant grasses. True of us? Have you noticed that? So they are grasses, and their leaves have what? Their leaves have what is called sheathing leaf base and inflorescence. Look at. If you get the leaf, if you see a maize plant, hello, all together, their leaves are sheathted. True of us? You know what's a sheath now? From the stem, the offshoot, you see it's rounded. You won't even know which one is the stem. The leaf, is sheathted. There's a sheet covering it, the stem, even that it will now continue as the leaf. Have you noticed that? And the leaves are inflorescent. They just sprout out from one spot like this. Have you noticed it? Unlike ordinary leaf, where you see the petal like this, come out, we used to do like this. Ordinary leaf, we know, but this one is like this. Have you noticed it? From one stalk. Have you noticed it? Market doesn't go to farm. Market doesn't go to farm. Who go to farm here? Who go to farm to put corn? These are things you study when you go to the village. Go to village, break, go village, go spend one week with mama. See all these things and think, because here, unless you have farm here, if you look at the maize plant, it's like this. True or false? Have they this itself? It's like this. Have you noticed? Have you noticed? The leaf is like this. Then the maize will now be here. True or false? True or false? This is what is called inflorescence. And it's sheeted. There's a sheet here that holds this thing together. Are you together? That's what they are trying to. So those plants that have these features are called what? Grammy what? Have you not noticed that not all? Have you not seen how we are going down and those that look like grass? From the larger differences to what those that have similar things in what? Common. Has a lot of things in common. Okay? Sheet.
Not that one. CHIT.
No. I didn't say about cheating. I say sheet, sheeted, sheeting, sheet. A sheet now. Okay? Now let's go to what family does it belong to? Let's look at the family maize plant belong to. Maize plant belong to the family we call what? Graminaceae. Order is Graminales. Family is what? Graminaceae.
The subclasses are order and family.
Eh?
Order and family. The subclasses.
After subclass you have order now. Then after order you have what? Family. Okay? The Graminaceae. That's the order, the family maize plant belong to. Now, under this family now, that's where you start having, you see your cereals. Cereals is there. Cereals, right? Cereals is there. Millet is there. Bamboos. Have you noticed that bamboos is achala, right? Have you noticed achala? Have you seen achala in grown? Achala in the bush. You are not going to the bush to see achala, tomato, achala as a plant, not the one that they are already cut. If you see it in the bush, study it with maize. They look alike. Maize plant. You know that achala is giant and strong, but maize is just. But it is the same way, the same pattern, the same. Study these things. You can browse it. Check it, the two of them. Check babu. See how babu look like. Then see maize. You see how it look like. Maize, millets, cereals like rice. They look alike. True of us. Even millets. You can Google it. If you cannot go to farm, Google it and see how the plant look like. Millet, rice, name them, rice and all those cereals. Check, compare with maize, bamboos and grass, giant African giant grasses. Check those again. They look alike. They are the same what? They are the same what? Family. Okay? They are the same what? Family. Have you not seen? They are coming down now. Okay? Then after family now, what genus does it belong to? Z. Good. It belongs to the genus what? Z. Maize plant belongs to the genus what? Z. Come. Z. Z-E-A. Z-E-A, sorry. Under this Z now you have what? Maize plants. Okay? Maize plants. Maize plants. Then the species now what? Maize. M-A-Y-S. That's where they got the name what? Z maize. Z what? Maize. So in our next class, before we go into food classification, we'll try to look at elephants and human being. We'll stop here for today. What's time? Any question? Any question? Any question? If you have any question, ask. They can ask you anything. Expect what? Anything. So any knowledge that comes by your way, learn it and go your way. Okay? Expect anything. So far, yes, that's what is called classification. expect what? Anything. In fact, the question I gave you, I think I gave you the hierarchy in the order. There's a question there that has to do with this hierarchy, the 7 major hierarchy in the assignment I gave you. So do this assignment well, do it well, because I'm going to mark it. While you are copying the one we do the next, I'll be marking that the one we did. I'll see what you did very fast. After we now review it. Any question? So please, tomorrow we'll continue at the Dora Center, 4 p.m. But this biology assignment will be reviewed on Saturday. Hope you know. Not this one now will be reviewed on Saturday, because that class is different from here. Not everybody that comes here come here. Hope you know. So whatever we are reviewing here is what we did there. What we are doing here is what we did here. Okay. All right. So in the absence of any question, I will thank you for today's class, and God bless you. Hope people are reading. You. How many hours do you read in a day? Last night, tell me how was how was your study last night? Don't lie. Tell me the truth. You Unko last night. When do you read? So if you now start going out or working or going to how now? Okay, you want by what time? No. Work on your reading habit. It's not that so good. Do you know why? Soon, if you start going out, going to work, going to school or enter school, it will affect you. Learn how to read. When I say night, it doesn't mean that you will stay and read and doing like this. You know what I mean? You can, like now, after this lecture now, you can go home, do what you want to do at home. Eat, rest, go and sleep. Wake up early morning when everywhere is quiet, and do what? Study. If you do it, it becomes part of you. Like me, every 2 a.m. I am up. Once it's 2 a.m. I am up. Yes. Once I go now, I'm just doing what I'll just go and sleep. At least I will have up to 5 hours sleep. Sometimes 6 hours, depending on when I sleep off, when I go to bed. 2, after 2, 3, I am up. That is it. Because that time I am engaged in a lot of things during the day. So that's the only time I read, and it has become part of me that once it's 2, I am up from the bed. Once it's 2 a.m., I am on my desk. So you can start practicing it, make it. You see that even when you enter school, it won't affect you. When the lecture, you're going to lecture up and down, even you that is 2, to secondary school up and down. After the whole thing, you go home, do what you need to do for your parents, rest, sleep. Don't watch film. Just go and sleep. You sleep when everywhere is quiet. 2 a.m., 3, you are up. You sit down and study. What I'm doing, I didn't start today. So make you are reading a culture. Develop what is called what? Reading culture. That you must read. It's not sure whether you are writing an exam or a reference exam. Have a specific time. This time I must be awake. Even if you didn't do, you may even decide to come back in the afternoon and just be sleeping. Rest. Do what you need to do, just rest. Maybe in the evening you sleep again. Maybe 2, 3, wake up. That is the best time to read. That is the best time to read. I enjoy it. You say what?
Your brain
did what?
is more higher than
It's not true. It is not true. It depends on the see. Are you aware? Let me ask you. Are you aware that if you go to some part of the world, are you aware that between 12 to 6 they are working, they are working?
That's the hustling. Sir, that thing,
Wait, hustling. What is hustling?
sir, no.
You're also hustling too.
It's going to affect you that is reading.
How?
It's going to affect your mental health. Them, they're not using. That's not a problem to them. They're trying to get money.
Look at this one.
You're trying to get. Like if you're reading, it's waking up by that time is going to.
Okay. It's okay now. Okay. If you go to school, if you enter school, when you waking up, when others are going to lectures, you sit down and be reading. Can you answer that question?
Wait, I don't know how lectures work. So obviously,
I am telling you now to adjust your reading time, so you become part of you. I know what I'm saying. Adjust your reading time. I know what I'm saying. Adjust it. You can rest in the afternoon. Rest and sleep well. Fine, it's okay.
what happened to reading in the afternoon and resting by that 2 a.m.?
What happens to what?
Reading in the afternoon and resting by 2 a.m.
And resting by great men, achievers. Achievers. You may see them. You think that they are sleeping like you. Achievers, when you are sleeping, that's when they will start their own work. During the day, they are with you, living normal life. Am I communicating? So you see. Anyway, I don't know about like me now. I can't even see myself staying in the afternoon, carrying book and reading. Where I have what things to do, where I have people to teach, where I have things to do, official things to do. When I'm done, I'll just go and sleep. Between 8, 9, 10, 11, I'm sleeping. 12, 1, I'm sleeping. There are people that they will be awake till 10 a.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 12 p.m. What am I doing? 8, 9, I'm sleeping. I go to bed on time. I walk. Once I'm done doing, after this now, I'm not opening any book. I'm not doing anything else again. I'll just go and refresh myself, eat, just be on my bed, lie down there. I won't do anything again till once it's 2 a.m. Bam. Even if once it's 2, bam, I'll just wake up. You say what? It's because you as I told you, how many years I am? I'm 40 this year. I'm 40 years old this year. So this is what we've been doing. This is practice. He's not a human being that will carry his leg like this and roll on his neck. Do you think the person started doing it in a day?
Yes, so you can just be born flexible.
Even if you are born flexible, you must be doing it consistently. You must practice it before it becomes part of you. Am I communicating? You must practice it. You know, a woman that will stand on this table and tumble 4 times on the air and bounce down. He's not a woman like you. Do you know when they practice? Do you know how many times they were injured practicing that thing? And it has become part of them. So it's what is practice. Is how this human body, you don't know what your body can do. You don't know what your brain can do. You're not even using one 1,000th of your brain, what your brain can do. You don't even know about it. I didn't say you should not sleep. Understand what I'm saying? I sleep. But I've chosen a time that you cannot cheat nature. Okay? You can't do what? Cheat nature. Lie. Nature will fight back. But as I'm telling you, for someone I want to read, if you really want to read, especially when you are engaged in a lot of activities. Your own is to go home and sit down and eat and watch film and read. You are not started. But there's something like you start on time, start building yourself. This is going to happen. It will become part of you. Do you know this thing you are doing? By the time you enter school, it will affect you. Because that time you have not built it as a what? Habit. Before you gain yourself, it take you some time. You may even stop going to lecture because you want to read. And that's the worst decision you can ever take in school. To start skipping lecture because you know that you don't have time again to read. In the night you are sleeping. In the morning you are lecture. In the evening no space to read. If you go to room, your roommate are waking up, they are gisting. You can't do anything. Next morning lecture, boom. You see that 2-3 months you're not reading anything. Then you start forcing yourself to see whether you can read in the night because it's not part of you. You do like this.
So what happens when you're in school?
Which school?
When you're in school now, boarding. Like,
Boarding school. If you are in boarding school, your case is different because they have light out. Sure, in the host, you cannot do anything about that. It's not that one is not your fault, okay? But there are still people that hang out that sneak to go and read, but you wouldn't know. There are people that still sneak to go and read, but they won't tell you. It's when you come up, you understand. When you go to SS3, you see them. You may even join yourself. They sneak out to go and read. There are some, whenever you sleep, they just. But that's why most of them develop eye problem. They will just go carry some small thing. Reading, they want to read because they know that they have not read anything. They have not covered what they want to cover. When everybody is sleeping, they just wake up, put one small touch, and be reading. They may put it in their head and just hide one place and be reading. But it's not good for the eyes. You should read with what? Full light, okay? It's not a good thing. That's why most of them check. Most of them those that study well in this thing. Most of them that do well in body school, either that they are wearing spec or not. If I'm lying, tell me the truth. Is the truth, right? Most of them read at night, but you wouldn't know. You think it's easy to get A1. You think it's that you people are doing that they're getting A1. It's not true. They read, but you wouldn't know. But most of the habit they cultivate, they doesn't help them in the eyes. That's what I've noticed. As for reading, they read. You say, sleeping. They will just carry their torch. They are reading. Tomorrow, maybe by 5, they will just write down again and join it to go for other things. In a prep, they will sit down because they have a focus. They have what they want to achieve. During night prep, they will be there. When you people are sleeping, they wake up. These things is habit. When I was in secondary school that time I have not taken this flat. That place, this flat here, that's my mom. That's where, as a 1993 and 94, 95, we were living there. My mom, the other flat, my mom and my siblings are still there. We are living there. That corridor there, that balcony there, that's where I used to read. If you go there now, if I take you to that place now, my table is still there. They kept it for me. The table I used to read when I was in secondary school, the table is still there. It's now old. They didn't want to remove it. It's still there till today. If you just enter their flat now, you see the table there. They say that they leave it there for me. As at that time, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., my lamp there, they're nothing like changeable now. It's a lamp. It's kerosene lamp. My lamp is on. I'll read from that time till morning. Prepare and go to school. Every night, does he even sleep at night? If you see that lamp, don't touch my glove. I have a special glove. I bought it and kept it. It's only me that use that glove. You don't use kerosene lamp again now. This use it. This use it. That time I just wash it clean. And if I want to go to school, I will remove my glove and go and keep hide. If I come back at night, I will put it back clean. If it start becoming old, I'll change another glove. Because then I was told that you need to use a good light for your eyes. So I was very careful about it. I used to buy that thing and put. It didn't start today. That's the point. That's why I'm telling this story to let you know that it didn't start today. So it's not, unless I don't want to do anything. Sometimes I may say I don't want to, but as for me, I will wake up. If I don't read, it's me that say I don't want to do what. Maybe in a day. Well, when that one normally happen is this. Maybe during the day the day was so what is it called again? Maybe I didn't have time. If I sleep by 11 p.m. 2, I must be up. It's not naturally I'll just wake up. It's me that will say, no, you didn't sleep up to 3 hours yesterday. Sleep. I will now sleep intentionally. But for me to wake up, I must wake up. Even if I like, let me lie down by 11 p.m. 2 o'clock I am up. I must be up from my bed. My eyes must open. It's me that will now say, check time. Check the time I slept and say, if it's not up to 5 hours or 6 hours, I will not do it. I will still let me sleep. Because I know that if I continue reading, I will read, but during the day, I will not be that active. If I stay in the office, small thing in the office, I may just start sleeping. So because of that, but if I sleep up to 5 hours during the day, forget it. I'm good to go. Unless but I have something serious I want to do that I need. Maybe there's something I miss. I need to present the next day. What I will now do is, if I wake up by 2, I may just read for like 1 or 2 hours, maybe around 5. I will now lie down and sleep well. At least I have achieved what I wanted to achieve. Maybe I'll wake up around 6 or after 6. At least I will be refreshed. But if I notice that I will not have time to do anything again, I will leave that. Or if there's nothing so serious I'm doing that morning, I'll keep the book and sleep. Maybe I will sleep, then we'll wake up around 6. Use like 1 or 2 hours, look around my work, then prepare and go to work. These things are very important. Make use of your nights, but sleep. When others are making noise, just sleep, just rest. Especially if you are in school, just rest. Then when they are sleeping, that's when real men walk. That's when men walk. When boys are sleeping, men start their walk. Okay? So use your time well. There's nothing there. But just know that you should have a good sleep. Sometimes on Sundays, that is, I may just lie down. I won't even do anything. I'll just lie down and just be sleeping. Sometimes I will tell myself today is rest. I won't do anything. I will just sleep. Just lie down. If I sleep, I wake up, eat, sleep again. To cover up those things I missed. Maybe 1 hour or 2 hours I skipped. But at least I must sleep 5 hours. At least. But the standard is 7 hours is standard. But if you look at what you need to do, if you see that that's 7 standard, you may not get it. And so I will just cut off to 2 hours. Do what I want to do. Then when I'm free, I can now lie down and forget anything and sleep. So is a practice. It's called training. You train yourself. You become part of your system. It will become part of your system. That my system knows that 2-3 I must be awake. That's what my system has. That's what I've conditioned my system. I must open my eyes on the bed. It's a must. It's a must. I've never lied down and sleep say 5, 6. For what? I must wake up. It's me that will determine whether I want to study or whether I want to do what? Continue what? Sleeping. Depending on my program for the previous day. So that I will not be very weak in the what? Coming day. That's how I do it. Like last night, I woke up around 2. And since then, I've been awake till now. I've not slept. But I didn't doze off enough because I slept well before I woke up. Since 2 a.m. I've not slept. See me, I've not slept. If I go now, I'll go and sleep. All right, so I think we'll stop here. I believe you learned something from this Story. That's why I tell this small story, so that you know that you need to work, study. It's not coming to tutorial is not enough. After tutorials, go back. Work on your study habits. It's very important. It's very, very important. As you are doing so, please guide your eyes and guide your brain. You should rest. Guide your eyes too, so that you don't develop eye issues. Use good light. Don't use your phone. Don't use your. Look at me. I come here with this because I know the importance. Don't use phone. Don't use candle. All those things are not good for your eyes. Use good light. Your eye is important. In the dark, don't press your phone. Don't use your rays from your phone to press phone. It's wrong. Most people are doing that thing. You are damaging your eyes. Preserve your eyes. My grandmother, my father's mother, is still alive today. She's up to 90-something years. If this woman, if she anyway she sees my back, she knows that I'm the one. 90-something, her eyes is still intact. So don't play with your eyes. Your eyes is very important. All right, and eat well. Eat well, so you can study. All right, see you tomorrow. God bless you.